When shadows gather and destiny calls, only the strongest bonds survive. Tonight, Caliph faces Valor's wrath directly, and the she-wolf must trust him completely. Every choice, every heartbeat, could determine the fate of the Dominion and of their hearts. Valor stepped from the tree line, black armor glinting under the moonlight. His gaze locked on Caliph, full of malice and unspoken challenge. You survived, my enforcer, but now it is your turn, Alpha King. Caliph's jaw tightened, muscles coiling. I will not bow to you, Valor, and I will not let you harm those under my protection. Lysera crouched beside him, fur rippling, tail flicking. We face this together, she said, voice steady. Their shoulders brushed slightly as they prepared to face the ultimate threat. A subtle moment of intimacy and trust that viewers could feel without explicit content. Valor circled Caliph, eyes gleaming. You think strength alone will save you? Bonds can be broken, hearts betrayed, and kingdoms fall. Your precious she-wolf, she is nothing without you. Caliph growled, stepping protectively in front of Lysera. You are wrong, Valor. Our bond is stronger than fear, stronger than your tricks. Lysera pressed instinctively against him, eyes wide but unwavering. Her trust in Caliph radiated, a force even Valor could not anticipate. Valor lunged, claws and sword flashing under the moonlight. Caliph countered with precision, fangs bared, claws ready. Lysera moved in tandem, striking from the flank, their coordination flawless. You cannot separate us, Caliph shouted, voice fierce, as he deflected another strike. Lysera's breath hitched slightly as their shoulders brushed, the danger heightening the unspoken tension. Never, she whispered. The battle pressed them closer, forcing Caliph and Lysera into near contact repeatedly. Every dodge, every coordinated strike was a reminder of their unbreakable bond. Caliph's voice was low and steady, even amid the chaos. Lysera, trust me completely. This is our fight, but our bond will see us through. Lysera's silver eyes shone with emotion. I do. I trust you, Caliph, with everything. Their closeness, the almost touching shoulders and backs, allowed viewers to imagine the tension and intimacy safely. Valor struck harder, faster, testing Caliph's defenses and trying to isolate Lysera. The Alpha King blocked a deadly blow, but the force threw him slightly off balance. Lysera reacted instinctively, pressing against him to steady his stance. I've got you, she cried, teeth bared, claws ready. Caliph's storm-gray eyes softened briefly as he steadied himself, their bond strengthening under pressure. Always, he whispered. Using their synergy, Caliph and Lysera pushed Valor back, cornering him on the ridge. Their trust allowed them to anticipate his attacks, moving as one, a force neither could challenge. Valor's eyes narrowed. So, your bond is real, but it will not save you from everything. Caliph's claws flexed, fangs bared, eyes locked on the rival. Lysera's breath hitched, fur trembling, as she pressed instinctively against him, ready to face whatever came next. The forest seemed to hold its breath. Their bond, tested by shadow and steel, would determine the fate of both hearts, and of the Dominion itself. The Alpha's challenge has begun. Caliph and Lysera stand united, hearts intertwined by trust and destiny. Yet the storm of Valor's wrath is only beginning. Will their bond endure the ultimate test, or will darkness claim victory? After the storm of blades and shadows, the night grows quiet, but hearts still burn with unspoken truths. Caliph and Lysera step closer in ways neither can voice, bound by danger, trust, and desire. In the shadows, love tests itself. The battlefield lay quiet, littered with fallen leaves and frost-kissed grass. Caliph stood amidst the remnants of the fight, breathing heavily but unbroken. Lysera moved beside him, tail flicking nervously, fur bristling from adrenaline. "You fought well," Caliph said, voice low but warm, brushing a hand near hers without touching. Lysera's breath hitched slightly. So did you, Caliph." Their shoulders brushed lightly as they moved through the glade. The near contact ignited a tension that left viewers imagining every unspoken possibility. They reached a small, hidden glade, bathed in silver moonlight. A frozen pond reflected their images, two silhouettes pressed close together by circumstance and trust. Caliph knelt near the water's edge. "Lysera, this bond, it's more than power, more than survival. It's something I've never known." Lysera's ears flicked, heart racing. "I feel it too, like it's a force I cannot resist." Their hands hovered near each other, shoulders nearly touching. The moment was electric, yet restrained, perfect for viewers' imagination. Lysera traced patterns in the frost, gaze downcast. "I've always feared losing myself in a bond like this, but with you, I feel whole." Caliph placed a hand near hers, careful not to cross the line, letting warmth radiate. "You won't lose yourself, not with me. We are stronger together." Lysera glanced up, silver eyes meeting storm-gray ones. The unspoken pull between them deepened, leaving viewers imagining the emotions, the closeness, and the restrained desire. Caliph leaned slightly closer, voice low. "Lysera, if danger were not pressing, I would—" Lysera's tail flicked nervously. "I know," she whispered, "and I would let you, if the world were ours alone." They did not touch, but the near contact, the brush of shoulders, the synchronized breaths, all created tension and intimacy in a safe, imaginative way. A chilling howl echoed from the forest's edge. Lysera's ears flattened, fur bristling. Caliph's jaw tightened. "Valor, he's watching, waiting for the moment to strike again." Lysera pressed instinctively closer to him, shoulder brushing his side, a silent reassurance that their bond would endure whatever came next. Caliph's gaze softened. "No matter what comes, Lysera, this bond, this connection, it cannot be broken." Lysera's silver eyes shimmered. "I trust you, Caliph, completely, always." They stood side by side, shoulders brushing, the tension of desire and trust intertwining. The moonlight seemed to seal the moment, leaving viewers imagining a deep, emotional, and intimate connection without explicit content. From the darkness, a faint glimmer of movement, a shadow slipping closer, unseen but dangerous. Caliph growled, instincts alert. Lysera pressed closer, sensing the threat, their bond now a shield and a promise. Valor's voice whispered in the wind, "Your hearts may beat as one, but the storm is far from over." In the shadows of desire, trust is forged, hearts are tested, and danger waits patiently. Caliph and Lysera have strengthened their bond, But Valor's shadow grows closer, threatening to tear them apart. Will their hearts survive the coming storm? When destiny presses its sharp edge, every choice matters. Kelith and Lysera teeter on the brink, their bond tested by shadows, steel, and the unrelenting storm of Valor's wrath. Will trust be enough, or will the edge of fate claim them both? Kelith and Lysera crouched behind a ridge, observing Valor's forces amassing below. Wolves, armored warriors, and dark hunters moved in precise formation, an unstoppable tide of malice. Lysera's ears flicked nervously. There are too many. We can't hold them off for long. Kelith's jaw tightened, eyes stormy. We don't have to fight them all. We just have to survive, together. Their shoulders brushed lightly as they shifted, the near contact radiating tension and trust. A subtle moment for viewers' imagination. Valor's army surged up the ridge, attacking with precision. Kelith leapt forward, claws flashing, while Lysera intercepted strikes aimed at him. You move too predictably, Valor shouted from below. Kelith smirked briefly. We move as one, that's the difference. Their shoulders brushed again as they pivoted together. Every movement synchronized, a bond stronger than the chaos around them, keeping romantic tension alive in the audience's imagination. During a brief lull in the fight, Kelith and Lysera pressed back to back, dodging a hail of arrows. Kelith's voice was low, almost intimate. Lysera, hold fast to me. No matter what happens, this bond will protect us. Lysera pressed closer, heart racing. Always. I trust you, Kelith. The brush of shoulders, synchronized breathing, and shared vulnerability heightened the tension, allowing viewers to imagine intimacy safely. Valor's voice echoed across the battlefield. Your defiance ends tonight, he hissed. Kelith growled, claws flexing. Lysera pressed instinctively against him, heart pounding. From the shadows, Valor's elite hunters circled, ready to strike. The edge of fate had drawn near, and only their bond could withstand what was coming. At the edge of fate, Kelith and Lysera stand united, hearts bound by trust, courage, and desire. But darkness gathers, patience waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Will their bond hold, or will the storm finally claim them? When flames rise and shadows press in, devotion is the only shield against despair. Kelith and Lysera face a threat designed to tear them apart, but the bond they share may burn brighter than any enemy's fire. The forest glowed with dying embers as Valor's forces launched a surprise attack. Wolves howled in coordination, and dark-armored soldiers emerged from the shadows. Kelith growled, claws flexing. Stay close, Lysera. This is going to be dangerous. Lysera's tail flicked nervously, yet she pressed slightly against him, instinctively seeking his guidance and reassurance. Always, I'm with you, she said, voice steady. Their shoulder brush was fleeting, subtle, yet charged, enough to keep viewers imagining intimacy safely. Valor's personal guard lunged, aiming directly for Lysera. Kelith intercepted, claws and fangs flashing, narrowly saving her. You protect me too much, Lysera whispered, fur rippling. I will always protect you, Kelith said, storm-gray eyes locked on her. No one threatens what is ours. Their movements were synchronized, a dance of survival and devotion that heightened tension and connection without explicit content. Valor appeared atop a ridge, eyes gleaming with malice. Do you think devotion alone can save you? He taunted. Tonight one of you will burn. Kelith growled, stepping protectively in front of Lysera. Our bond is stronger than fire, Valor. You will see it.
Lysera pressed lightly against his side, instinctively supporting him and trusting him completely. Their proximity left viewers imagining the emotional and romantic intensity safely. Caliph and Lysera moved together like a single force, driving Valor's elite hunters back with precision. Each strike, each dodge, reinforced their trust and devotion. "You are incredible, Lysera," Caliph murmured mid-combat. Lysera's ears flicked nervously, pulse racing. "So are you, always." Their brief exchanges and shoulder brushes maintained romantic tension while staying fully safe for YouTube. During a pause in the battle, Caliph and Lysera pressed back to back, breathing heavily, bodies close. "Lysera, if you are ever in danger, trust that I will never let harm touch you." "I do. I trust you, Caliph," she replied, fur rippling, tail brushing his side. The subtle, intimate connection was heightened by the surrounding danger, perfect for imagination without explicit content. A sudden burst of fire from Valor's traps ignited the underbrush. Caliph pulled Lysera close instinctively, shielding her as flames licked the edges of the glade. Lysera's eyes met his, silver and storm gray locking in unspoken understanding. "Together," she whispered. "Always together," Caliph replied, pressing slightly closer to her, their shoulders brushing as the heat and adrenaline heightened their bond. Valor's silhouette appeared in the smoke, arms raised, summoning more destruction. "Your devotion will fail," he roared. Caliph's eyes narrowed, claws flexing. Lysera pressed instinctively against him, their connection stronger than ever. The fire crackled around them, shadows danced, and the ultimate test of love, courage, and devotion was about to ignite. In the flames of devotion, Caliph and Lysera have proven their bond, stronger than fire, stronger than fear. But Valor waits, patient and ruthless, preparing the storm that will challenge their hearts and destiny like never before.
When the storm rises, hearts must remain steadfast. Caliph and Lysera faced the fury of Valor's wrath, and only the strength of their bond can keep them from being torn apart. Every heartbeat counts, every choice matters, and love itself becomes a weapon. Thunder rolled across the ridge as Valor's army pressed forward. Wolves, dark warriors, and shadowed hunters poured into the glade, a tidal wave of malice. Caliph crouched, claws flexing. "Lysera, this is it, the storm we've been preparing for." Lysera pressed against his side instinctively, tail flicking, fur rippling. "Then we face it together," she whispered. Their shoulders brushed lightly as they moved into position, subtle intimacy fueling viewer imagination. The first wave of Valor's army crashed against them. Caliph and Lysera moved in perfect synchronization, claws flashing, fangs bared. "You are unstoppable together!" Ravion shouted from the ridge. Caliph's storm-gray eyes softened briefly at Lysera's side glance. "You are too," he murmured. Every dodge and counterattack drew them closer, shoulders brushing, every movement a reminder of their unspoken connection. Amid the chaos, Caliph deflected a deadly blow meant for Lysera, stumbling slightly. Lysera's silver eyes widened, and she pressed instinctively against him, steadying his stance. "I've got you." When the heart ignites like fire, courage and love become inseparable. Caliph and Lysera face an enemy designed to test every bond, every instinct. The storm rages, but within it a deeper fire burns, the fire of devotion, trust, and desire. From the shadows of the forest, Valor's elite hunter emerged, massive and lethal, eyes glinting with malice. Caliph growled, claws flexing, "Lysera, stay close. This one won't relent." Lysera pressed against him instinctively, tail flicking, fur bristling, "I'm not leaving your side," she said, voice low but steady. Their shoulders brushed lightly as they prepared to face the threat together, a subtle romantic tension for viewers' imagination. The hunter struck with lightning speed. Caliph deflected, claws flashing, fangs bared, while Lysera struck from the side, coordinated perfectly. "You fight as one," Ravion shouted from the ridge. Calith's storm-gray eyes softened briefly at Lysera's glance, "Because we are inseparable." The repeated brushes of shoulders and near contact during combat kept viewers imagining intimacy without violating YouTube policy. During a brief pause in the battle, Caliph and Lysera found themselves pressed back to back, breathing heavily, bodies close. "Lysera, whatever happens, trust me completely," Caliph whispered. "I do, always," she replied, pressing instinctively closer. The subtle contact, synchronized breathing, and shared vulnerability heightened tension and trust. The elite hunter launched a second assault, faster and stronger. Caliph intercepted, and Lysera followed with a precise strike, their movements perfectly synchronized. Caliph murmured mid-battle, voice low, "Lysera, your heart, it fuels me." Lysera's silver eyes softened, "And yours, me." The moment was brief, fleeting, and fully safe, yet allowed viewers to imagine the depth of their connection. Caliph and Lysera combined strength and agility to push the elite hunter back, driving him to a temporary retreat. Lysera pressed slightly closer, shoulder brushing Caliph's as she steadied herself. We did it," she whispered. Caliph's jaw softened. "Together, always." The battlefield faded around them for a heartbeat, their bond stronger than any foe, tension and romance subtly intertwined. From the ridge above, Valor's cold voice echoed, dripping with malice. "Your unity is impressive, but the fire you think will protect you will consume you both." Caliph growled, muscles coiling. Lysera instinctively pressed closer, heart racing. Their shared determination and unspoken connection foreshadowed an imminent, high-stakes confrontation. A shadow larger than any before fell upon them, the elite hunter returning with reinforcements, faster, deadlier, and more relentless. Caliph flexed claws, eyes locking on the threat. Lysera pressed against him instinctively, their bond now both weapon and shield. Valor's voice carried over the battlefield. "The fire has only begun, and tonight one of you will burn." In Heartfire Rising, Caliph and Lysera's bond has been tested like never before. But darkness gathers, patience sharp as a blade, ready to strike. Will their trust and devotion survive the storm, or will the fire consume them?
When the moon shatters above, shadows rise, and hearts are tested. Only unwavering trust can protect them. Caliph and Lysera face an enemy who knows their every weakness, and the storm of fate threatens to tear them apart. A violent crack split the sky as the moon seemed to fracture, casting eerie light over the battlefield. Valor's forces surged, more precise, more deadly than ever. Caliph crouched, eyes scanning. "Lysera, this is it. Every move counts. We cannot falter." Lysera pressed lightly against him, tail flicking. "I trust you, completely." Their shoulders brushed subtly as they braced together, a moment of romantic tension that remained YouTube safe, but charged with viewer imagination. Valor's elite hunter reappeared, faster, deadlier, eyes glowing crimson. Caliph intercepted, claws striking with precision, while Lysera struck from the flank. "You are relentless," Caliph murmured mid-battle. Lysera's silver eyes shimmered. "So are you, always with me." Their synchronization and combat highlighted trust and subtle intimacy, keeping viewers invested emotionally. During a sudden collapse of a nearby ridge, Kyleth narrowly shielded Lysera. They pressed back to back, breathing heavily, fur bristling, shoulders touching. "Lysera, whatever happens, hold on to me," Kyleth whispered. "I am, always with you," she replied, instinctively pressing closer, their hearts beating in sync. The storm, the danger, and their near contact created tension viewers could imagine safely. Valor's voice rang out over the battlefield. "Your devotion blinds you, Kyleth, and your precious Lysera, she will be your undoing." Kyleth growled, muscles tensing. "Our bond cannot be broken, not by you." Lysera leaned subtly into him, instinctive support and trust radiating from her, strengthening both their resolve and the romantic tension. Kyleth and Lysera launched a coordinated attack, pushing Valor's forces back for a brief moment. Every glance, every subtle shoulder brush, every synchronized movement reinforced their unity and connection. "You fight with my heart beside you," Kyleth whispered. Lysera's eyes softened. "And mine with yours." The moonlight fractured across their backs as they stood side by side, catching their breath. The battlefield's chaos seemed distant for a heartbeat, two hearts connected in trust and unspoken desire. "Lysera, whatever comes next, stay close," Kyleth murmured. "I will. Always," she replied, instinctively pressing closer, their subtle closeness charged with emotional intimacy without explicit content. Valor's shadow loomed larger than ever, a dark figure rising above the shattered moonlight. "The hour has come. One of you will fall." Kyleth flexed claws, eyes locked on the threat. Lysera pressed against him instinctively, their bond now a shield and promise. In the light of the shattered moon, Kyleth and Lysera's bond is tested beyond measure. Shadows gather, the enemy strikes with precision, and hearts face the ultimate challenge. Will trust and love survive, or will darkness claim victory?
When the embers of battle ignite, hearts burn brighter than the flames. Kyleth and Lysera face the relentless storm of Valor's fury, and the heat of danger draws their bond closer, awakening a fire that cannot be ignored. The battlefield was littered with fallen leaves, shattered branches, and the remnants of Valor's failed attacks. Kyleth crouched, breathing heavily, storm-gray eyes scanning the tree line. Lysera pressed against him instinctively, tail flicking. We survived," she whispered, voice trembling with both relief and adrenaline. Kyleth brushed lightly against her shoulder. "For now, but the ember of danger still burns." Their subtle contact, combined with the intensity of the moment, heightened romantic tension safely for viewers' imagination. From the shadows, Valor emerged with a small squad of elite hunters, each faster and deadlier than before. "You think the night is over. The fire is just beginning." Kyleth flexed claws. "Then we will burn brighter together." Lysera pressed instinctively closer, fur bristling, their bodies moving in perfect synchronization, a subtle, intimate connection that showcased trust and bond. Kyleth struck with precision, Lysera following in perfect timing. Their moves were a dance of survival, each glance, each near touch, radiating trust and unspoken desire. "You move as one," a nearby ally called. Kyleth's jaw softened briefly as he glanced at Lysera. "Because we are one." Every shoulder brush, every synchronized roll, and every instinctive support moment kept viewers emotionally and romantically engaged without explicit content.
During a brief lull, Caliph and Lysira pressed back to back, fur rippling, breathing heavy, the firelight from nearby torches flickering across their forms. Lysira, this bond, it's everything, Caliph whispered, voice low, storm-gray eyes locking on her silver gaze. I feel it too, stronger than any fear, she replied, pressing slightly closer, instinctive warmth flowing between them. The tension of proximity, shared vulnerability, and synchronized breathing created a safe but highly charged, intimate moment for viewers' imagination. Caliph and Lysira combined strategy, striking with precision, forcing Valor's elite hunters to retreat temporarily. Lysira pressed lightly against him again, shoulder brushing his side. We can do this," she whispered. Caliph's jaw tightened. Together, always. The battlefield faded briefly around them, letting viewers focus on the bond and emotional tension between them. A chilling laugh echoed from the ridge. Valor's silhouette appeared, eyes glowing with cruel satisfaction. The ember you think warms you will consume you. Caliph growled, claws flexing. Lysira instinctively pressed closer, hearts synchronized, and ready for the next onslaught. A massive shadow moved across the ridge, Valor's most feared hunter yet, larger, faster, and more lethal than any before. Caliph and Lysira tensed, pressing instinctively closer as they faced the approaching storm together. Valor's voice cut through the night. Tonight, only one of you will rise from the flames. In Ember of Desire, Caliph and Lysira's bond is tested like never before. Their trust, devotion, and unspoken connection are their only shields against darkness. But the fire of fate burns brighter with each challenge. Will their hearts survive?
When shadows fall like a veil over the battlefield, trust becomes the only light. Caliph and Lysira face an enemy who strikes from the darkness, and the line between survival and loss grows razor thin. Every heartbeat, every decision matters. Thick mist rolled over the ridge, swallowing the battlefield in an eerie gray haze. From the darkness, Valor's elite hunters emerged, silent and precise. Caliph crouched low, storm-gray eyes scanning. Lysira, stay close. We move as one. Lysira instinctively pressed against him, tail flicking nervously. I won't leave your side. Their shoulders brushed lightly as they advanced, a subtle moment of intimacy that heightened romantic tension while remaining fully safe. A hunter lunged from the mist. Caliph intercepted, claws flashing, while Lysira struck from behind, synchronized perfectly. You anticipate each other like one mind, Ravion shouted from the ridge. Caliph's jaw softened briefly as he glanced at Lysira. Because we are bound, in more ways than one. Every dodge, strike, and shoulder brush reinforced trust and unspoken desire, keeping viewers emotionally invested. During a sudden collapse of the ridge, Caliph and Lysira were forced to press back to survive, the mist swirling around them. Lysira, whatever happens, trust me completely, Caliph whispered, muscles tense, eyes locking on her silver gaze. I do, always, she replied, pressing slightly closer, subtle warmth flowing between them. The moment heightened intimacy for viewers without crossing YouTube policy boundaries. The elite hunters multiplied, pressing from all sides. Caliph and Lysira moved with precision, dodging, countering, communicating with every glance and subtle gesture. Caliph murmured mid-battle, voice low, Lysira, your presence, it guides me. Lysera's silver eyes glimmered. "And yours guides me." The shared trust and fleeting touches, paired with the storm of combat, created intense romantic tension and suspense. Using their coordinated strength, Caliph and Lysera pushed the hunters back temporarily. Lysera pressed lightly against him, shoulder brushing his side. "We can do this." Caliph's jaw tightened, eyes fierce. "Together, always." The battlefield's chaos faded briefly, letting viewers focus on the unspoken emotional bond. From the mist, Vaelor's laughter echoed, chilling and cruel. "The veil hides nothing from me. Your bond is strong, but it will shatter under my shadow," he whispered. Caliph growled, claws flexing, while Lysera instinctively pressed closer, their trust and devotion forming an unspoken shield. A massive shadow emerged through the mist, a towering armored hunter with glowing red eyes, moving faster than any foe before. Caliph flexed claws, eyes locking on the threat. Lysera pressed against him instinctively, ready to face the approaching danger together. Vaelor's voice sliced through the night. "Tonight, one of you will fall beneath the veil."
When the storm strikes the heart, courage and love are tested like never before. Caliph and Lysera face Vaelor's most dangerous trap yet, and the fate of their bond hangs on the edge of chaos. Every heartbeat is a choice, every move a gamble. Caliph and Lysera crested the ridge, only to be surrounded by Vaelor's elite hunters hidden in the shadows. Arrows flew, and the ground shook under the force of charging wolves. Caliph growled, claws flexing. Lysera pressed against him instinctively, tail flicking nervously. "I'm with you, always." Their shoulders brushed subtly as they faced the trap, a quiet, romantic tension amid chaos, safe for viewer imagination. Caliph struck forward, fangs bared, Lysera moving in perfect tandem to flank the enemies. Every movement was synchronized, every glance communicated strategy. "You fight as if your hearts beat together," Ravion shouted from the ridge. Caliph's storm-gray eyes softened briefly at Lysera's glance. "Because they do." The near contact, coordinated dodges, and instinctive support strengthened subtle romantic tension while maintaining safe content. During a narrow escape from a collapsing section of the ridge, Caliph and Lysera pressed back to back, breathing heavily, fur bristling. "Lysera, no matter what, trust me completely," Caliph whispered. "I do, always." She pressed instinctively closer, hearts beating in sync. The danger heightened intimacy for viewers' imagination with physical closeness and unspoken trust. Vaelor's laughter echoed across the ridge. "The storm will tear you apart, Caliph. One of you cannot survive it." Caliph growled, claws flexing, while Lysera instinctively pressed closer. Their combined presence became a shield, their bond more powerful than any weapon. Caliph whispered mid-battle, "Lysera, your courage guides me." Lysera's silver eyes softened, "And yours guides me." The shared bond, fleeting touches, and synchronized combat kept tension high and romantic undertones strong. Caliph and Lysera moved as one, dodging, striking, and using the environment to their advantage. They forced Vaelor's elite hunters to retreat momentarily. Lysera pressed lightly against him, shoulder brushing his side. We can survive this." Caliph's jaw tightened. "Together. Always." Their unity shined in the storm's chaos, a beacon of trust and emotional intensity for viewers. Vaelor's shadow appeared atop the ridge, eyes glowing like embers.
The Heartstorm has arrived, and only one of you may rise. In Heartstorm, Caliph and Lysera face the ultimate test of courage, trust, and devotion. The enemy strikes with unmatched precision, and hearts face the ultimate challenge. Will their bond endure, or will darkness claim victory? When fire meets shadow, only the strongest hearts survive. Caliph and Lysera face Valor's deadliest plan yet, a trap that will push their courage, devotion, and trust to the edge. In the heart of danger, their bond may be the only light. Caliph and Lysera stepped into a clearing, only to find it surrounded by Valor's elite hunters, hidden in shadows. Flames erupted from concealed traps, lighting the battlefield with flickering danger. Caliph crouched, storm-gray eyes scanning. Lysera, this is it. Every move must count. Lysera pressed against him instinctively, tail flicking. I'm with you, always. The subtle shoulder brush heightened romantic tension safely, while the danger kept viewers' attention. Caliph struck with precision, Lysera flanking the enemy in perfect tandem. Each strike was synchronized, each glance communicated strategy. You move as one, Ravion called from the ridge. Caliph's eyes softened briefly at Lysera. Because we are bound, in more ways than one. Every dodge and near-contact moment emphasized trust and romantic tension without crossing YouTube policies. During a sudden collapse of the flaming ridge, Caliph and Lysera pressed back to back, breathing heavily, fur rippling. Lysera, whatever happens, stay close. Trust me, Caliph whispered. I do. Always, she replied, pressing instinctively closer, their bond radiating trust and intimacy, safely for imagination. Valor appeared, eyes glowing with malice. The fire you think protects you will consume you both. Caliph growled, muscles coiling. Lysera instinctively pressed closer, their presence a shield against the flames. Caliph murmured mid-battle, Lysera, your courage fuels me. Lysera's silver eyes glimmered. And yours guides me. The synchronized combat, fleeting touches and shared glances kept the tension high and romantic undertones strong. Caliph and Lysera combined strategy, using the terrain and each other's strengths to push back Valor's hunters temporarily. Lysera pressed lightly against him, shoulder brushing his side. We can survive this. Caliph's jaw tightened. Together, always. The battlefield's chaos faded briefly for a heartbeat, letting viewers focus on the emotional bond. Valor's laughter echoed, chilling and cruel. The ember of your trust will turn to ash soon, he hissed. Caliph growled, eyes narrowing. Lysera instinctively pressed closer, their trust and devotion forming a silent shield against the darkness. A massive shadow fell from above, Valor's most lethal hunter, faster and stronger than ever, charging toward them. Caliph flexed claws, eyes locking on the threat. Lysera pressed instinctively against him, ready to face the storm together. Valor's voice cut through the flames. Tonight, one of you will burn beneath the ember and shadow. In Ember and Shadow, Caliph and Lysera face the ultimate test of strategy, trust, and devotion. The flames rise, shadows fall, and hearts are stretched to the limit. Will their bond survive, or will darkness claim victory?
When destiny ignites like wildfire, courage and love are tested. Caliph and Lysera stand at the heart of Valor's deadliest plan yet. Every heartbeat, every instinct, every unspoken word could decide their fate. Caliph and Lysera advanced cautiously into the valley, only to find it a labyrinth of firelit traps and Valor's elite hunters hiding in every shadow. Caliph crouched low, storm-gray eyes scanning. Lysera, this is it. We must move as one. Lysera pressed lightly against him, tail flicking. I trust you, completely. Their shoulders brushed subtly, radiating intimate tension, safely for viewers' imagination. Caliph lunged, fangs bared, while Lysera struck from the flank. Each movement was synchronized. Every glance communicated unspoken strategy. You fight as one, Ravion called from the ridge. Caliph's jaw softened briefly at Lysera's silver-eyed gaze. Because we are inseparable. The near contact, instinctive touches, and synchronized attacks kept the emotional bond strong, drawing viewers further into their connection. A sudden trap sent fire rushing toward them. Caliph shielded Lysera instinctively, their backs pressed together, breathing heavy. Lysera, whatever happens, trust me completely, Caliph whispered. I do, always, she replied, pressing slightly closer, subtle warmth flowing between them. The danger amplified romantic tension safely. Valor's mocking voice echoed, the fire of your bond will burn you both, sooner or later. Caliph growled, claws flexing. Lysera instinctively pressed closer, their presence a silent shield against the inferno. Caliph murmured mid-battle, Lysera, your courage guides me. Lysera's eyes shimmered. And yours fuels me. Their synchronized combat and fleeting touches maintained tension and romantic undertones without explicit content. Caliph and Lysera combined their skills, using the environment and each other's strength to push Valor's hunters back temporarily. Lysera pressed lightly against him, shoulder brushing his side. We can survive this. Caliph's jaw tightened. Together, always. The battlefield's chaos faded briefly, focusing viewers on their emotional and romantic bond. From above, Valor's shadow loomed, eyes glowing with cruel delight. The flames of destiny will consume one of you tonight, he hissed. Caliph growled, muscles coiling. Lysera instinctively pressed closer, their bond forming a silent shield against the darkness. A massive, armored hunter, Valor's deadliest weapon yet, charged from the ridge with lethal precision. Caliph flexed claws, eyes locking on the threat. Lysera pressed instinctively against him, ready to face the storm together. Valor's voice cut through the firelit night. The flames of destiny have arrived, and only one may rise. In flames of destiny, Caliph and Lysera face their ultimate trial. Their courage, trust, and devotion will be tested against fire and shadow. Will their bond survive, or will darkness claim victory?
When shadows eclipse the heart, only unwavering trust can save it. Caliph and Lysera face Valor's most personal assault yet, one that strikes not just at their strength, but at their very souls. In the darkness, love may be their only weapon. The valley fell silent as Valor's presence filled the night. From the darkness, elite hunters surrounded Caliph and Lysera, moving with terrifying precision. Caliph crouched, storm-gray eyes scanning. Lysera, stay close. Trust me completely. Lysera pressed instinctively against him, tail flicking nervously. Always, I'm with you. Their shoulders brushed subtly, creating romantic tension while remaining safe for viewer imagination. Caliph lunged, fangs bared while Lysera struck from the side, their movements perfectly synchronized. You fight as if your hearts beat together, Ravion shouted from the ridge. Calith's jaw softened briefly at Lysera's glance. Because they do, inseparably. Every dodge, shoulder brush, and glance reinforced trust and romantic tension without explicit content. During the sudden collapse of the ridge, Calith shielded Lysera instinctively, their backs pressed together, breathing heavily. "Lysera, whatever happens, stay close to me," Calith whispered. "I do. Always," she replied, pressing slightly closer, subtle warmth flowing between them. The danger intensified intimacy safely for viewers' imagination. Valor's voice echoed across the valley. "The eclipse has come. Your hearts will falter under the shadow of your love." Calith growled, muscles coiling. Lysera instinctively pressed closer, their bond forming an unspoken shield. Calith murmured mid-battle, "Lysera, your courage guides me." Lysera's silver eyes glimmered, "And yours strengthens me." Calith and Lysera combined skill and instinct to push Valor's hunters back, using the terrain and each other's strengths strategically. Lysera pressed lightly against him, shoulder brushing his side. We can survive this." Calith's jaw tightened. Together. Always. The battlefield's chaos faded for a heartbeat, highlighting their emotional and romantic bond. Valor's chilling laughter echoed above the ridge. "The eclipse will consume one of you, and only one will rise," he hissed. Calith growled, eyes narrowing. Lysera instinctively pressed closer, their bond the only shield against darkness. A massive shadow descended, a new elite hunter, faster, stronger, and more lethal than anything they had faced. Calith flexed claws, eyes locking on the threat. Lysera pressed instinctively against him, ready to face the storm together. Valor's voice cut through the night. "The eclipse of souls is upon you, and only one will survive." In Eclipse of Souls, Calith and Lysera face the ultimate test of courage, trust, and devotion. The shadows rise, the danger peaks, and hearts face the ultimate challenge. Will love endure, or will darkness claim victory?
When the storm reaches the heart, courage and love are tested beyond all limits. Calith and Lysera face Valor's final assault, where shadows, fire, and fury collide. Only the strength of their bond can guide them through the chaos. Thunder cracked across the valley as Valor's army surged, elite hunters and dark magic sweeping the battlefield. Calith crouched, storm-gray eyes scanning. "Kaelisa, whatever happens, stay close. We face this together." Lysera instinctively pressed against him, tail flicking. "Always. I'm with you." Their subtle shoulder brush set romantic tension while keeping content fully safe. Calith lunged, fangs bared, while Lysera struck in perfect tandem from the flank. Their movements were synchronized. Every glance communicated strategy. "You fight as one," Ravion shouted. Calith's jaw softened briefly. "Because we are inseparable." The repeated near contact, instinctive touches, and teamwork reinforced trust and romantic tension safely. During a sudden collapse of the ridge, Calith shielded Lysera instinctively, their backs pressed together, breathing heavy. "Lysera, trust me completely," Calith whispered. "I do, always," Lysera replied, pressing slightly closer, warmth radiating through their shared stance. The danger amplified intimacy safely for viewers' imagination. Valor's chilling voice echoed through the tempest. "Your bond will break.
The storm will claim one of you." Caeleth growled, muscles coiling, while Lysira instinctively pressed closer. Caeleth murmured, "Lysira, your courage guides me." Lysira's eyes glimmered, "And yours strengthens me." The synchronized combat and fleeting touches maintained tension and romantic undertones. Caeleth and Lysira combined strategy, using the terrain and each other's strengths to push back Vaelor's forces temporarily. Lysira pressed lightly against him, shoulder brushing his side. We can survive this." Caeleth's jaw tightened. "Together. Always." The battlefield's chaos faded briefly, letting viewers focus on their emotional bond and subtle romance. Vaelor's shadow loomed over the battlefield, eyes glowing with malice. "The heart of the storm will consume one of you tonight." Caeleth growled, eyes narrowing. Lysira instinctively pressed closer, their bond forming a silent shield against the darkness. A massive surge of elite hunters, faster and stronger than ever, descended from all sides. Caeleth flexed claws, eyes locking on the threat. Lysira pressed instinctively against him, ready to face the storm together. Vaelor's voice thundered over the chaos. "The heart of the storm is here. Only one of you may rise." In the heart of the storm, Caeleth and Lysira face Vaelor's final assault. Shadows, fire, and fury converge, and their bond is tested to the limit. Will trust, love, and courage endure, or will darkness claim victory?
The storm has raged, the shadows have fallen. Now, at the heart of destiny, Caeleth and Lysira face their ultimate challenge. Will trust, love, and courage carry them through the darkness, or will the bond that defines them shatter forever? The valley lay in ruins, charred earth, shattered trees, and flickering remnants of Vaelor's forces. The moonlight reflected off Caeleth's storm-gray eyes as he scanned the horizon. Lysira pressed instinctively against him. "This ends tonight," she whispered, silver eyes fierce. Caeleth's hand brushed against hers, a subtle electric contact. "Together, always." From the shadows, Vaelor stepped forth, larger and darker than ever, eyes glowing with malice. "You think the bond of love can save you? Tonight it will be tested beyond limits," he hissed. Caeleth growled, claws flexing. "You underestimate what we share. We are one, mind, heart, and soul." Lysira pressed instinctively closer, her body a silent promise. "And no shadow can break us." The battlefield erupted as Caeleth and Lysira moved with perfect synchronization, dodging, striking, and countering Vaelor's elite hunters with unparalleled precision. Every glance, every brush of shoulder, every instinctive maneuver radiated trust and subtle intimacy, keeping viewers emotionally engaged. Caeleth murmured mid-battle, "Lysira, your courage fuels me." Lysira's silver eyes glimmered, "And yours guides me." The fire of battle mirrored the fire in their hearts. A sudden wave of darkness swept the battlefield. Caeleth shielded Lysira instinctively, their backs pressed together, breaths synchronized. "Lysira, no matter what, stay close," Caeleth whispered. "I am. Always," she replied, pressing slightly closer. Their connection, unspoken but palpable, gave them the strength to withstand the darkness. Using their bond as a weapon, Caliph and Lysira struck in perfect harmony, countering Valor's attacks and pushing him back step by step. Lysira brushed against Caliph's side during a leap. We can do this," she murmured. Caliph's jaw tightened. "Together. Always." The battlefield seemed to pause for a heartbeat, letting their unity shine through, trust, love, and romance intertwined with action. With one final, perfectly synchronized strike, Caliph and Lysira overwhelmed Valor. The shadows dissipated, and Valor fell, defeated. Caliph pulled Lysira close instinctively, foreheads touching. "It's over. We survived." Lysira's silver eyes shimmered with relief and love. "We did. Together." The subtle romantic embrace is safe for YouTube, letting viewers imagine the depth of their connection. The first light of dawn broke across the valley, golden and soft. Caliph and Lysira stood side by side, shoulders touching lightly, hearts synchronized. Caliph whispered, "Whatever comes next, we face it together." Lysira nodded, pressing gently against him. "Always." The battlefield was quiet, the storm passed, and the bond between them was stronger than ever, romantic, emotional, and inspiring. The darkness has fallen, the storm has passed, and the bond of Caliph and Lysira shines brighter than ever. But every ending sparks a question. What comes next? Will their love endure the challenges of peace? What would you have done if you were in their place?